Hello everyone, I am Bhargav pandya, and in this video I am going to acknowledge you about the theories of personality. So basically personality can be classified or has many theories in which the psychoanalytic theory is one of them. So psychoanalytic theory is also known as Freud's theory. So in that the ID or the instincts, which is the most primitive part that can be thought as a storehouse of a biological based urges. The urge to eat, drink, eliminate, etc. The ID would satisfy the fundamental urges immediately and reflectively as they rise without regard to the rules. So there would be no limitation to it. The realities of life and morals of any kind, all biological needs are essential for the survival. So basically, it's the instinct of an individual. Moving further, which is the ego. The ID is usually managed by ego. The ego delays satisfying the ID and channelizes the behavior into more socially acceptable outlets. It keeps working for a living, getting along with people, and generally adjusting to the realities of the life. So, ego is the main key component, and the ID is managed by the ego. Then comes the superego. The superego corresponds closely to what we call conciseness. It consists of mainly prohibitions learned from parents and other authorities. It condemns certain activities of ego which are to satisfy the ID. So it is the next level or the further division of the ego. Moving further, there is psychosexual stages of development. The first is the oral stage, which is from the birth to the child gets of 1 year old. Then the anal stage, which is from the first year to the third. The phallic stage, which is from the third to sixth. And the latency period, which is from the 6th to 12th. The genital period is from the adolescence. So it may vary. The another theory, which is the Dollard-Miller early learning theory, and there are certain points, so we are going to discuss those points. The first point is learning principles and behaviors. The basic individual and social behavior can be explained by basic learning principles. The frustration aggression hypothesis. When an individual's efforts to reach a goal are thwarted, or those the person is frustrated, it leads to an aggressive drive. This aggressive drive then motivates aggression behavior, and the expressing the aggression reduces the aggressive drive. So when any person is trying to accomplish the goal that he or she has set and aren't able to achieve that goal after trying multiple times, there would be a sense of aggression in him or her. So that thing falls under this category. The Freud's view on neurotic behavior. The neurotic or disturbed behavior stems from conflicts. These conflicts occur between ID's demands and the ego or the superego restraints. Now, moving to the further theory, which is the Piaget stage of intellectual development. So there are basically 4 stages. The first is sensory motor. The second is pre-operational, third is concrete operational, and the fourth is formal operational. So sensory motor is from the birth to the 2 years of age. The pre-operational is from 2 to 7 years. The concrete operational is from 7 to 12 years, and the formal operational, which is the last part, which is from 12 years onwards. So it would be initiated after 12 or at the 12 year. In the sensory motor, the understands the world through sense and action. So basically they got acknowledge or have a sense of knowledge from the senses and action of the world. The understand world in the pre-operational, it understands world through language and mental images. So it would be now on the another stage, which would be like learning or understanding from the language and mental images. Moving further, the third part, in the concrete operational, it understands the world through logical thinking and categories. So now they would apply a sense of thinking. And the formal operation. It understands through hypothetical thinking and scientific reasoning. So now they would be able to make up scenarios to understand anything for solution, or even to get more details about it. Moving further is psychosocial theory, which is Erickson's. So it starts from the infancy, early childhood, preschool, school age, adolescence, young adulthood, middle adulthood, and maturity. So the cycle begins from infancy. So what is infancy? So in infancy, there would be trust versus mistrust. Then moving further, in early childhood, there would be autonomy versus shame and doubt. Then in preschool, there would be initiative versus guilt. In school age, there would be industry versus inferiority. In adolescence, there would be identity versus role confusion. In young adulthood, it would be intimacy versus isolation. In middle adulthood, there would be generativity versus stagnation. And at the final stage, which is the maturity, there would be ego integrity versus despair. So these are some of the 8 components which completes a full cycle of Erickson's theory. And the last would be the learning or behavior theory by B.F. Skinner. So the behaviorism is a psychological theory that views behavior as a response to stimuli in the environment. So there are further 4 points I'm going to discuss. So the first is that the behaviorism follows that learning occurs through the classical and operant conditions. So the conditions which helps in learning of behaviorism are the operant and classical conditions. Second is behavior is seen as response to stimuli in the environment. In environment, the behavior's response, the response to stimuli that is carrying out in the environment, and the response to them would be the behavior considered by one. Behaviorism only concerns itself with observable and measurable behaviors and not with the internal mental processes or emotions. And the last function is the key figures in the behaviorism include Ivan Pelvo, B.F. Skinner, and John Watson. Thank you.